I really wanted to do a reading for a collective that I don't know. I don't know you guys yet, obviously, but I want to tap into my energy, and hopefully by doing that I can tap into, I don't know, a collection of people out there who are in the same vibe right now. So obviously, from how I probably titled the video, I feel like an energy of regret in the air and mourning as well. Not like good mourning, but like bad mourning, like grief. I did pull like 5 tarot cards, but I'm probably just gonna talk as if we're on like a phone call or something as well. I'm not gonna really mention what the cards are just because I don't want it to be too. I want it to feel like a phone call with a friend rather than just a bunch of names of cards. Or like teaching how to read them. So, I know I, for one, have been through the ringer these past few months. And not necessarily because of the world per se or anything, mainly because of perhaps a catalyst of realizing that I need to pursue myself 100%. And anything that is a distraction, anything that is veering me off of that path of self-pursuit, not in a bad way, not in an arrogant or vain or narcissistic way, but in purely a self-devoted way, anything that deters me from that has to be just left on the wayside, basically. And that definitely came out in these cards too, actually. So whoever is listening might also be going through something similar like that. You might have a lot of things that you want to do. You might be like me and have kind of a jack of all trades but master of none mentality. But recently I actually was learning from other people about that online and stuff. And I only just recently learned how that's actually it's not a bad thing. It just means that you are someone who's probably destined to pursue many things at once. Not that we want to put all of our eggs in too many baskets, because it is also good to have focus and a direct path that you want to go down. Each day, each moment, you want to be focused to a degree. But it probably just means that we're destined for something a little bit greater than something too specialized. Kind of like, if you think about it, directors or managers, basically, right? And delegators. Not that that's where we are right now, because we definitely aren't. At least I'm not. But because we also have there's like a fear of in the air too. I say in the air as if it's some mystical thing, but it's not. It's just that there's fear coming through in this particular message for whoever's out there and for myself. There's fear of success. I know I, for one, everybody always talks about fear of failure, right? But for me, it's always been more than that. It's been fear of success. Why, right? Why do we fear success? Because we don't want the responsibility deep down. We might want responsibility, but we fear what will happen to our lives when we get that responsibility. We fear how it's going to change our lives. We fear how maybe people are going to look at us in our personal lives, or just how we'll be seen by the world. And that's natural. But I do feel that despite all the regret, despite the mourning and the grief of things from the past, whether that be a past relationship, which I definitely get heavily here, but it could also be a past career, a past job, family, anything like that. It's like an energy of having to leave behind everything except yourself, and to really face your shadow side, and to just like grab it to grab it and to look at it right in its face. To look at yourself right in your face, and to realize who you are, the mistakes you've made, the successes you've had, the talents that you have. And when I say talent, my philosophy on talent is that it's actually just your passion for what you want to do. Because when you have passion, like almost obsessive passion for something, you naturally will be developing skills in it, because you're so obsessed with it that you pursue it a lot and you develop those skills for it. If you don't have talent for something, it probably just means you don't have the passion for something, you know? I think it's everybody has to develop skill in their respective passion / talent at some point. And I think it's important to try to not pursue too many at once, even though this collective might be in that jack of all trades, master of none type of mentality. It is important to just pick a handful, because if we don't, we're just going to lose the other ones on the wayside anyway. So it's best to just pick your priorities, pick your main focus, and pursue those wholeheartedly, because you don't have to just pick one, you can pick multiple. Just make sure that it's not too many at once. And you can always switch over every like couple of months is what I want to say, but it doesn't have to be that specific. It really truly does depend what you're working on specifically. I know for me right now, I want to focus on this YouTube channel, even though this is going to be a faceless YouTube channel most likely, because I want this channel to be a spiritual channel and not necessarily always using tarot. And someday I might show my face, and I might do that, especially if I like go out in nature or something when I have the right equipment. But for now, it's just gonna be like a spiritual channel, and I definitely want to do like humorous things on here too. I want it to be funny sometimes. So sometimes the videos on this channel might be goofy videos. Sometimes I might edit them to be goofy. And I might even edit this one to be goofy. I'm not sure, like as I'm recording the voiceover, I'm not sure what the visuals are gonna be, but I know that I'm just gonna go with the flow. Anyway, so there is some promise here in this reading, because I will mention this just because it's very symbolic. We have the moon and the sun, so that is pretty freaking cool. I only just noticed that. But yeah, so we know that we're going to move out of this fear. We're going to move out of the fear of success. We're going to move out of the regret, the grief, the mourning, because guess what? The more that we pursue wholeheartedly ourselves, the more that we are going to be consumed by that light and by the growth. And not just our own growth, but like we're going to be putting so much into that it's just going to be like a rebirth. And we're going to see so much like abundance coming out from our commitment to ourselves and our goals. I do see that there is, like, I want to say warning. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I want to say there's a warning here about making sure to remember that we're being grateful for what we have, even if it's not entirely what we want. Just to be grateful for the small things, and to be not always focused on being grateful, also remembering to be detached if you're someone who understands, who's familiar with law of attraction and law of assumption. Just to remember to be detached, because if we're constantly like looking for things to be grateful for, this is just it's kind of weird because this is just the message I'm getting right now, but if we're constantly looking for things to be grateful for, sometimes that might put us in a mode of constantly seeking for things when we don't have to be doing that. If we just know that we're grateful, we know that we're grateful, we know that we have all this stuff, we don't have to constantly spend every moment of the day trying to be grateful. We can just be grateful. Because if we're constantly trying to be a certain way, or trying to do this, or trying to do that, we're not really detaching. And because of that, it can make us miss opportunities that are coming in. Or it can make it so that we're so focused on like this, on trying to fix something, or to like get something in to our lives, that we don't realize that there's something coming up right behind us. And that right there is actually just a really nice conclusion for the reading, to be honest. And not that this is over yet or anything, but it probably will be. I don't want it to be too long. I kind of just want it to be a bite-sized little reading, because I'm a newbie at this and I don't want to overwhelm myself. But yeah, it definitely seems like it's just wrapping up the reading, because there's also flowers here, just like the other one for the sun. So the growth is that growth. It's definitely a reminder to pursue ourselves, so that we can catch that catch the blessings. Like they'll come naturally, but like if we are constantly focusing on things that are not producing the flowers, not producing the growth, they're just kind of like stagnant water. If we're constantly focusing on those things, then we're not going to ever be, there's going to be a bunch of stuff floating by us that has that abundance and that growth, but we're not catching it. So we just have to peel our attention completely away from whatever is unsatisfactory, whether it's a heartbreak, whether it's a job that's just not satisfactory. Not that you have to quit it or anything, but just that you just try not to focus on it. Just try to focus on your hobbies that you really like. Focus on like a self-care routine at night that helps you feel good before you go to bed, and try to do like at least a 5-minute meditation every morning when you wake up, before you start your day, as like a mental reset. And even keep a dream journal. I like to use an app for that. But yeah, I think that's it for this reading, honestly. That was pretty helpful for me, to be honest. It definitely is exactly where I'm at right now. Hopefully I can make this entertaining, like visually, because I'm totally someone who needs visuals. Yeah, if you're tuning in, this is my first video on this channel, so thanks for watching all the way to the end if you made it here. And I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, and a beautiful life. And if you resonated with this, then just know you're not alone. And I totally, I know it can be so miserable, but hey, I made this video, right? Like, I got up, I did it. Even though that mental block is like it can feel so hard to get through it, but you can always say a prayer, and you can always just try to start small. Just try to start small in like little baby steps, because everybody starts somewhere, and that is the truth of life right there. Okay, bye.